Heavyrain is a 5-star protector defender who's only available through the A Walk in the Dust event, has trust issues, but not in the way that you think it is. Heavyrain has 5 years of combat experience and was born in Sargon, previously serving as a soldier for the previous Lord Emir of Sargon, leaving the army after being betrayed by an ally. She stands at 159 centimeters tall, was born on the 3rd of March, and is of the Karanta race. In her first archive file, it's noted that the first impression that most operators have of Heavyrain is that she is a gloomy and bashful female Karanta. In a crowded environment, she prefers to stand to the side quietly in an attempt to remove herself from the activity. She isn't asocial, as those who worked with her find her to be gentle and attentive, but she doesn't know how to express herself. Before Heavyrain joined Rhodes Island, there was another former Sargon soldier, Spot, who because of his lazy personality wasn't associated with what others considered soldiers, with this further being cemented by him saying he wanted to get away from the army life. Therefore, Heavyrain may be a better example. Most forget that she used to be a soldier because of her nature and daily interactions, but when she enters the battlefield, her professional combat training is immediately apparent. Whether assessing the field or executing orders, she's able to carry out the task at hand, with Doberman using her as an example of a pro soldier as well. But when allies become injured or put into danger, Heavyrain herself becomes anxious and more aggressive, something usually not seen, which makes her lose her ability to analyze her surroundings. But her composure can usually be regained if there's a commanding officer who knows how to work with her. Doberman assigned Heavyrain to be a defender because of this, and to adopt a combat style that's foreign to her, one that protects her allies. Her third archive file details Heavyrain's past experience in Sargon. Heavyrain's family was like any other Sargonian family, strict, quiet, and depressed. When she came of age, Heavyrain enlisted into her Lord Emir's army, and became quite the well-accomplished soldier, but didn't develop a good relationship with other soldiers due to her personality, with only one person befriending her. When confronting another Lord Emir, Heavyrain was betrayed by that only friend, as the betrayer had been planning on using her as a stepping stone to join the enemies. Heavyrain's entire squadron was wiped out in a single battle, while the betrayer defected with information of her side, being used as a scapegoat for the massacre. She was almost sentenced to death under military trial, but was spared due to a survivor who managed to escape. The betrayal left her disillusioned, where she became a mercenary afterwards, then joining Rhodes Island. Now that her past was made apparent, Heavyrain's behavior on the battlefield was easily explained, that being that she wants acknowledgement. The oppressive environment of the army left her unsure of how to express herself, and made her trust anyone who showed the tiniest bit of goodwill towards her. Because of this, Heavyrain cares about anyone and everyone who is slightly nice to her at Rhodes Island, which causes her to want to give it her all on the battlefield to repay the favor. A cute reason for someone to go berserk. Most ops don't know that Heavyrain doesn't know how to express herself, and have never imagined that the doctor thinks that. While it is cute, it's also mentally unhealthy. Heavyrain knows this, but doesn't know how to correct this. Fortunately, the doctor is on top of her less to repay, and during onboarding, Heavyrain became almost dependent on the doctor, who has come to understand that point of Heavyrain. In her promotion record, Heavyrain met Spot before, and received his help when her squadron stopped at the city he was garrisoned in at the time. Spot gave her a bottle of water and lent her a comic book when he noticed that she was alone. Spot doesn't remember any of this, but it did ring a bell after he could never find the comic. Heavyrain became fond of the comic, but later lost it. She's sometimes seen in the corner of the break room, enjoying a comic herself. Heavyrain is confirmed to be non-infected, having a cell originum assimilation of 0% and a blood originum crystal density of 0.12 parts per liter. In her character art, drawn by AZ Ling 4, Heavyrain wears a white jacket with a light yellow zebra stripe on the inside, a white shirt with a big collar, a gray skirt, gray pants, gray sneakers, a zebra stripe headband with multiple pouches around her waist, and in her right hand she holds a ballistic shield with zebra striping and a mace in her left hand. In her dialogue lines, voiced by Kaori Ishihara, who also voiced Aladdin in Magi, Ram in Neptunia, Shota Makatsuchi in Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, and Florin in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Heavyrain constantly apologizes and praises the Doctor.
ドクターの期待は絶対に裏切れません。 ドクター、これ、先ほどおっしゃっていたので持ってきました。私、余計なことはしていませんよね。ドクター、すみません。この間の任務で、また一人で飛び出してしまいました。怪我をしている人が目に入って、頭に血が昇ったみたいに、ドクターのご命令を忘れて飛び出しました。わざとじゃないんです。どうか、私を嫌わないでください。座っていていいと？いけません。私は護衛です。護衛たる者はいついかなる時も対象のすぐそばで守らねばなりません。もしかして、私がお近くにいるのは邪魔でしたか？ドクターがなさることは全く意味がわかりませんが、なんだかすごいように感じます。私は何も話していません。空耳ですよ、ドクター。ドクター、私をお探しですか？いえ、ドクターを避けているわけでも、嫌いなわけでもありません。ただ、すみません。どう説明すればいいか、わからなくて。ドクターはなんて優しいんでしょうか。こんなに人に嫌われる人間なのに、そんな私に対してもちゃんと話をしてくれます。やっぱり、ドクターのことは信じても大丈夫なんですよね。ドクター、聞いています。はい。私はやはり、ドクターを信じたいと思います。ドクターの敵は、私の敵です。
At E2 with everything maxed, Heavyrain has 3,730 HP, 378 attack, 756 defense, 0 resistance, a 70-second redeploy, costs 21 DP, has a block of 3, and an attack speed of 1.2 seconds. She only attacks when blocking an enemy. At max trust, she gains plus 350 HP and plus 35 defense. At max pot, she gets minus 3 DP, minus 10 seconds to redeploy, and plus 3% to her talent. Her talent, Striped Camouflage with pot 4, grants Heavyrain and allies in the 8 surrounding tiles a 23% chance to dodge physical attacks. Heavyrain has 2 base skills, with one being replaced at E2. Guarding increases the morale of all operators in the control center by plus 0.05 per hour when Heavyrain is assigned to the control center. Defender Expert Alpha increases the specialization training speed of defenders by plus 30% when Heavyrain is assigned to be the trainer in the training room. Defender Expert Alpha changes to Field Experience at E2, which does the same as Defender Expert Alpha but further increases the speed by plus 45% if the training is to Specialization Mastery 2. Heavyrain's first skill, Emergency Camouflage, gains SP over time and is automatically triggered, lasting for 4 seconds at all levels. At level 7 it costs 5 SP to proc and starts with 0 SP. At M3 it costs 4 SP to proc and starts with 0 SP. At level 7, the next attack grants Camouflage and 50 HP recovery per second to all allies under 50% HP, within the 8 tiles around Heavyrain. It isn't used on an ally under the same effect, and stores 2 charges. At M3, the next attack grants Camouflage and 70 HP recovery per second to allies under 58% HP within the 8 tiles around Heavyrain, isn't used on an ally under the same effect, and stores 2 charges. Heavyrain's second skill, Group Camouflage, gains SP over time and is manually triggered, lasting for 17 seconds at level 7 and 20 seconds at M3. At level 7, it costs 48 SP to proc and starts with 25 SP. At M3, it costs 40 SP to proc and starts with 25 SP. At level 7, Heavyrain stops attacking, gains plus 40% defense and plus 30% max HP, rising to 1058 and 4849 respectively. Heavyrain and all allies above, below, and to her sides gain Camouflage. At M3, Heavyrain stops attacking, gains plus 55% defense and plus 30% max HP, rising to 1172 and 4849 respectively. Heavyrain and all allies above, below, and to her sides gain Camouflage. Heavyrain is an interesting case for defenders, as she has the ability to make herself and friendly ops invisible through her skills and physical dodge, as well as healing allies with her S1, increasing her defense and max HP with S2, which increases the survivability odds of not only herself, but also those around her. However, she's only available during the A Walk in the Dust event, stops attacking when she's using her S2, and only heals those around her who are under 50% health with her S1. The proc rate for the dodge rate in her talent is quite low as well, about 1 every 4 times. But the usage of Heavyrain is quite expansive, especially on levels with ranged enemies that are shredding through your weaker units like mortar units, casters, and so on. I'd say only get her to E1 max level, as her S1 is more useful than her S2 in my opinion. Thank you for watching. Please follow my Twitter for updates, and check out my other Azure Lane and Arknights videos as well.